This is the cheapest 3D printer on Amazon, EasyThreed K10. It looks like a toy and it's only cost me $100 freedom dollars. And this is the Elegoo Centauri Carbon, CoreXY 3D printer that was crowned as the best budget printer of last year, and it cost me under 300 bucks. Even though they're both 3D printers that I reviewed before, does this toy have anything in common with this speed demon? We'll compare them across 5 key categories that includes setup, user interface, printing quality and speeds, and finally noise levels. So let's get started. First up is the setup. The EasyThreed K10 came in a small box and weighed almost the same as a spool of filament. The assembly process for it is pretty simple. It includes no screws, and you just need to snap in 3 main pieces using 3 plastic lock-in mechanisms. And then you just need to connect 3 wires. It's basically like putting together a IKEA furniture kit from Temu. By the way, I'm trying to reach 200 subscribers this month, so if you like this video, consider subscribing. Cheers! Looking at the manual bed leveling experience of the toy printer, it has good news and bad news. The good news is that the cheapest 3D printer has 4 buttons on the side that each correspond to a specific corner of the bed. So as you press the button number 1, the nozzle will go to the top left corner. Button number 2 goes to the top right corner, and so on. You still need to use the paper technique to adjust the distance between the bed and the nozzle. The bad news is that because there is no rigidity in the EasyThreed K10, the bed platform is super wobbly, and you can see how unstable the printing bed is whenever you move it on the y-axis. Oh, and by the way, this Temu quality applies to all other axes as well. Let's contrast that with the Elegoo Centauri Carbon setup. It came already pre-assembled in a chunky box, so I had to remove the packaging, unscrew a couple of screws from the bed, plug in the power cord, and calibrate it. The bed leveling experience here is automatic, and unlike the K10, there are no knobs underneath the bed to adjust the unevenness of the bed. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'll leave that to you to decide. During the setup, Centauri Carbon ran a bunch of checks like probing the bed, testing temperatures of the nozzle and the bed, and input shaping. After that, it was good to go. The clear winner in this setup category is unsurprisingly Elegoo Centauri Carbon. It was pretty much plug and print from the box, didn't require much manual input from me, and handled all the bed leveling by itself. Next up is the user interface category, and boy do I have some views on this. So I appreciated how minimalistic the interface of this cheapest 3D printer is. It's literally just 7 physical buttons at the base of the printer, which is a rarity in the days of touchscreens. I like the buttons so much that I recorded a little ASMR clip of me playing with them. Check it out. To break down their purpose, 4 for the assisted bed leveling, 1 big play button for printing, and 2 buttons for feeding filament in and out of the extruder. On the topic of interface, EasyThreed K10 does not have Wi-Fi capabilities, so forget about remotely controlling the printer or sending the files directly from the slicer. Don't even think about Clipper UI or Mainsail. Instead, you need to transfer the files the good old way. Slice the model on your computer, transfer the G-code into the USB drive, run to the printer, and hope that it prints the correct file. Now, if you're lazy like me, you would enjoy Elegoo Centauri Carbon's user interface. It does have Wi-Fi, so you can save all of that working energy and simply send your files remotely from the slicer to CC1. Looking at the touchscreen of the Centauri Carbon, it has all the functionality you need, like setting temperatures, previewing and selecting files to print, leveling the bed, and running a bunch of other calibrations. Now, there are a couple of negatives here. First is the screen is a bit fiddly, so if you have sausage fingers like me, tapping on the wrong places will be common. And also, there is no physical flashing green button from the K10, so that's a big minus in my books. As you might have noticed, I'm a bit of a boomer and a fan of analog interfaces, but in this category, I have to admit that Elegoo Centauri Carbon has superior user interface, and when it comes to controlling the printer. I'm sorry, cheap 3D printer, I tried so hard to make it work. On a side note, I'm trying to buy more crappy 3D printers for my experiments, so consider checking out my affiliate links in the description to support my work. Thanks! The cheapest 3D printer advertises that the speeds can only go up to 40 mm per second, and you can definitely feel it. On one hand, it is just so slow, and prints that would take a couple of hours on something like Ender 3 takes 2 or 3 times that with the K10. On the other hand, this little printer is perfect for testing your patience. And the interesting part here is that the motors are capped at the speeds, because once I tried setting the speed to 500 mm per second in the slicer, and it still made no difference. My intrusive mind did consider hiking the motors and finding a way to bump up the current, but I don't think I want to do that to the Spore 3D printer. Looking at the speed of Elegoo Centauri Carbon, since it is a CoreXY 3D printer, it has impressive velocity and acceleration. Generally speaking, CoreXY 3D printers have superior kinematics over typical bestlingers like the K10. I actually did a comparison video about these types before, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of both. There really isn't much to add when it comes to the speed element of CC1, it is simply fast per the design and that's it. For comparison, let's take these benches. Same model, same filament, but different printers. It took 30 minutes on the Elegoo Centauri Carbon and over 2 hours on EasyThreed K10, even though the difference in the price is about $200. Now, speed is one thing, but quality is another. And looking at the print quality of the K10, it isn't great. Not only do some prints want to peel off the bed because it's not heated, the detail is missing in some parts, and in others, there are some issues with layer adhesion. What is surprising to me though is that the quality of TPU prints matches or even exceeds the quality of PLA prints with this cheap printer. I honestly didn't expect it to work with flexibles, let alone put out this level of quality with TPU models. In contrast, the Elegoo Centauri Carbon print quality is miles better. While there are some minor artifacting and resonance on the surface, you can see the layers stick well together, the first layer is generally good, and the detail is clear in certain prints, and the tolerances are decent too. So not only does CC1 print fast, it also prints well. Unfortunately, another point to Team Elegoo. Kind of related to the printing experience, we also need to talk about the printing volume. Elegoo Centauri Carbon has a print volume of 256 mm cubed, whereas EasyThreed K10 has a print volume of about 100 mm cubed. Comparing the build volumes, you can appreciate the difference even more. It is like you versus the guy she told you not to worry about. In fact, the difference is so great, you can probably fit a couple of these K10 printers inside the print volume of the Centauri Carbon and actually print the plastic version of the cheapest 3D printer. Now, time for the plot twist, the noise category. At this point, we know that EasyThreed K10 is slow, has inferior interface, and poor print quality. So do we also expect it to be loud as heck? Well, not really. So while you can still hear it working in the background, K10 is probably the quietest printer I ever owned. I think it's mainly because it has only one hot end fan and weak motors that don't produce much noise. Here's a little preview of how it sounds in action. And here's a little preview of what Elegoo Centauri Carbon sounds like when it's going full steam ahead. It is clearly louder, and that's the kind of expected from a large and fast 3D printer that is close to shaking itself apart. It has beefy motors and a ton of fans, which sometimes turn on for no reason, but just to make it sound like a jet engine taking off. So in the noise category, I think EasyThreed K10 is the obvious winner here. At least it won at something. At the end of the day, it is obvious which printer is the winner between these two. But you can also see that picking the right 3D printer is often about compromises on some level. The K10 is a cute little printer, but we all know that it's more of a toy rather than a tool that you can use reliably for thousands of hours. Centauri Carbon is obviously a much better printer, but it isn't perfect either, and I'll go for some more criticisms in another video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.